When I think about 60 years of service, it's pretty incredible. And I feel fortunate to live in a community where the possibility of and the potential of people with intellectual and developmental disabilities is valued. And I see that value in the word imagine. Imagine what our community is like because we have inclusion. Imagine what our community is like when people with intellectual and developmental disabilities contribute and participate and have opportunities in meaningful ways. And so that word imagine really resonates for me. I'm a believer in visions and what the future can look like that's maybe a little bit different from what we might think it could look like. And imagine is really a name that embodies that for me. I think inclusion matters so much. So for people with IDD, what do we know? We know that isolation and loneliness can be a significant challenge. We know there are higher rates of depression and mental health issues for that community. And so why Imagine is important is by role modeling an opportunity for people with IDD and their families to build a community and to build those connections and to see the opportunities of being involved and engaged in different ways that break through concerns about isolation and loneliness. I view Imagine as the antidote to those challenges. And through experiencing what it means to be part of a community, we really can disrupt the stigmas associated with IDD. We can disrupt the mental and behavioral health issues happening for people with IDD, and we can be a full community because people with IDD are important and really matter. I try to narrow it down, I have to say, because I have a few, but I want to talk about, as I was thinking about what I wanted to say today, it was important for me to have my son Hunter front and centered in this conversation. And that's a belief that I have that, nothing about us without us, right? So I had a couple of memories of Hunter that I wanted to share, if I can share two. The first one was several years ago. He's 19 now. So several years ago when he was in elementary school, he has a twin brother. And his brother, we were at the dinner table and his brother was getting all excited for summer break from school and talking about all the different camps he wanted to go to, like sports camp and computer camp and, all of the things that he wanted to do that summer. And Hunter sort of paused and said, "I'd like to go to camp." And in that moment, I was able to say, you know what? Imagine has a summer camp. And his whole face just lit up. It was wonderful that he would get to do summer camp just like his twin brother. So that's one memory that I have. And then another one that I wanted to share is more recent. So a few years ago, this was right before COVID. As a family, we were attending the Imagine celebration, which is the big annual fundraiser for Imagine. And as part of the Foundation Board of Directors, I was there with my family. And a woman with IDD got up and spoke and talked about the importance of services and advocacy for people with IDD. And again, Hunter's face just sort of lit up and said, "I didn't know people like me could do that." This was a room of 500 people. And what I'm seeing now that he is a young adult, he is very interested in advocacy for people with disabilities. And I think it was inspired by that moment at the Imagine celebration. I believe in the mission of Imagine in creating that world of opportunity. And my hope is that the organization continues to stay centered in that mission and that the voices and thoughts and experiences of people with IDD are part of that, centered in that conversation about what's next for Imagine, and really living that inclusion mission by involving people with IDD in the future is something that I would very, very much like to see.